Hello, welcome to our second week of Intermediate West Coast Swing. Tonight we did some more connection exercises that were a little bit different than last time, and they were all about kind of connecting through the core, kind of without the whole, typically you think about tension and compression. Tonight was really mostly about staying in compression and using that connection to communicate through your core. So the exercise basically went like this. The follow puts one or both hands somewhere on the lead's chest or shoulders or somewhere. And we first started out by just doing some back and forth to see if you could follow that. A lot of times the follow can have their eyes closed so that the lead can tell basically how well he's communicating by whether she can actually follow. We then did some shifting weight. And then we can do some side to side. And kind of once we had mastered some of those, we did some more complex things like kind of going at diagonals or turning. And did we have any tips for how to communicate those?
Yeah, so kind of some points to think about is what we're turning around, right? So I don't just want to stand here and just turn my chest, right? Follow's not going to do that. So one, I need to know what foot my follow is on so that I can make that turn happen. And so either, I kind of want to, move the follow around me. I want to move around my follow, or maybe we're kind of moving around a center point, if we're doing some kind of turn like this. So just kind of working on what are those points of connection. And we talked a little bit about, that I want to preemptively lead with my chest, because if I just step like normal, right, and I take a step, there's a delay, right, because my hips move before my chest, and then, my follow's chest and their hips and so forth. So I really actually want to think about that when we're dancing, right, I want to move my chest first to initiate that step, so we end up stepping at the same time, right? And so now when I do that well, right, now we're moving pretty in sync the whole time, and we can start doing some fancy footwork and some patterns and whatnot. And so I can kind of get that rotation. But it requires the lead to think about where their follow is, how we're rotating around, and honestly, it's a lot of practice. So it'll look sloppy the first few times.
So then we went into some moves based off of the right side pass. So I guess to review the right side pass, we've done it in previous lessons. It looks like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So the first move that we built off of that we call sliding glass doors, which looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Something like that. You can kind of choose how many times you want to go back and forth. And then we talked about some tips to get you into that that kind of the sliding glass door structure compared to just running into each other or cutting the follow off by the stomach, basically. Robby had some good thoughts on that.
Yeah, so basically when I'm doing the normal right side pass, right, I'm thinking 1, I'm looking at my watch 2, and I'm really kind of asking my follow to come underneath and turn, right? So they'll turn at their own time to kind of do that. When I want to do the sliding doors, I want to kind of keep that momentum going this way to encourage my follow to kind of take a side step like this. So what that'll look like is, so on 2, I'm going to be a little further out. So it'll look like 1, 2, catch 3, right? And so I'm kind of catching the hip on the end of 2, putting a little bit of connection, that we're catching here, and sliding out. It's important to note that I'm still keeping my open hands. I'm not trying to cup or anything like that. And so when I'm here too, the other thing to notice is that I'm actually stepping in opposition to my partner, right? So as my follow comes in on this count 3, right, I'm stepping this way. What I don't want to do is swing my partner way across. And then straight legs make lines look good, so kind of this bent and then straight. And then I just kind of shift, and I shift, right? And then we're ready to come out. Either, we can just lead out one way or the other. You can do that in a turn. I personally like the turn here, where I bring my follow up onto that foot, and kind of do a little pirouette turn, and then come out. But you could also easily, if we're here, come this way and just finish that underarm turn, whatever it looks like, right? A number of different ways to go.
And then we talked about some styling that the follow can do to add in some play there. So the follow can, do hand motions, snaps, stuff like that. We talked about some alternative points of contact, using the shoulders to catch, the hips, different combinations of those. And then we did a really fun move at the end with a double turn.
Yeah. So to kind of put all of that, put all that together, so doing the different connection points, and then we'll do that double underarm turn. So it would look like 1, 2, catch here, catch shoulder, catch hand, back to hip, catch here, and then it's kind of the follow goes and the lead goes. So we do this double turn to come out and finish the move. So, yeah.
That's all I've got.
Thank you. Can we have a 10-seconder?
Of course.
Beautiful.